Welcome back to the Bieber Beat, where we break down the biggest stories shaping your world. Get ready, because we've got some huge updates dropping today. First up, a legal battle is heating up as Umar Khalid takes his fight for bail all the way to the Supreme Court after his high court appeal was denied in the Delhi riots conspiracy case. Then, we're diving deep into the controversy surrounding that decision, exploring the arguments that this is a mockery of justice. But that's not all. We're jetting over to Qatar, where Khalid Meshal has reportedly survived a brazen assassination attempt, not his first. And finally, we circle back to the Delhi riots with Umar Khalid's Supreme Court move, which is making waves. You do not want to miss this. Hit that like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Umar Khalid's plea reaches the apex court. Former Jawaharlal Nehru University scholar, Umar Khalid has escalated his legal battle, taking his plea for bail to the Supreme Court. This move comes after the Delhi High Court denied him relief in the complex 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy case. Khalid has been in judicial custody for nearly 4 years, facing charges under the stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, in connection with the riots that claimed over 50 lives and injured hundreds. The High Court's September 2 order found a prima facie case against Khalid, citing his alleged role in mobilizing opposition and disseminating information through various platforms. The court pointed to his speeches, describing them as potentially inciting communal disharmony. However, Khalid's legal team argues that his actions and speeches were within the bounds of protected democratic dissent and that the charges under UAPA are being misapplied. The case has drawn significant attention due to the prolonged pre-trial detention and the broader implications for free speech and protest in India. Public reaction has been divided, with supporters decrying the denial of bail as a blow to civil liberties, while others maintain that the severity of the charges warrants caution. Legal analysts are closely watching the Supreme Court's proceedings, anticipating a crucial interpretation of the UAPA and the principles of bail. Will the Supreme Court grant Khalid the bail he seeks, or will the High Court's decision stand? Stay with us as we unravel the legal intricacies, and then we'll shift our focus to the chilling news from Qatar, where a prominent figure has narrowly escaped a deadly attack. A mockery of justice, the Umar Khalid bail verdict. On September 2, the Delhi High Court dismissed bail for Umar Khalid and several others in the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy case, a decision that critics are calling a travesty of justice. This marks the 6th time Khalid's bail plea has been rejected, leaving him in custody for over 5 years without a trial having commenced. The court's ruling stated that conspiratorial violence under the garb of protests cannot be permitted, deeming the roles of Khalid and co-accused Sharjil Imam as prima facie grave. However, critics argue the judgment blurs the lines between dissent and terrorism, misinterpreting speeches and actions as evidence of a violent conspiracy. A significant point of contention is the reliance on the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, which places a high bar for bail, leading to prolonged pretrial detention that many see as process as punishment. The judgment is also criticized for deferring heavily to the prosecution's narrative without adequately scrutinizing the evidence or considering the long period of incarceration. Legal experts and activists have voiced strong concerns, highlighting that the court's justification for the slow pace of the trial as natural undermines the fundamental right to a speedy trial. The presumption of innocence, they argue, is being discarded, and the stringent application of the UAPA is effectively criminalizing political dissent. Is the legal system truly upholding justice, or are fundamental rights being eroded? We'll explore these critical questions, and then we're heading to Qatar for a shocking story of a near-fatal assassination attempt on a familiar face. Khalid Meshal survives assassination attempt in Qatar. In a dramatic turn of events, Hamas leader Khalid Meshal has reportedly survived an assassination attempt in Qatar, marking a chilling echo of a similar incident nearly 3 decades ago. This latest attack, allegedly carried out by Israeli agents, aimed to eliminate key leadership figures of Hamas and sabotage ongoing ceasefire negotiations in Gaza. While a relative of one of the leaders was killed, Meshal and other top officials appear to have escaped unharmed. This incident brings back memories of the 1997 attempt in Amman, Jordan, where Mossad agents, under the direction of then-Israeli official Benjamin Netanyahu, attempted to poison Meshal with a potent synthetic opiate. That audacious attack led to a severe diplomatic crisis, forcing Israel to provide the antidote in exchange for the release of its captured agents and Hamas founder Ahmed Yassin. The current event in Doha, occurring outside of conflict zones, has again triggered significant international tension and raises serious questions about Israel's methods and their impact on regional stability and peace efforts. The attack has drawn condemnation, with critics pointing to a pattern of Israeli-targeted assassinations that destabilize the region and undermine diplomatic processes. The incident also highlights the increasing boldness of such operations in sovereign nations, potentially jeopardizing delicate mediation efforts. Will this brazen act further escalate regional tensions, or will diplomacy prevail? We'll keep you updated on this developing story, and then we're heading back to the courtroom for a crucial update on a high-profile legal battle. Umar Khalid's Supreme Court appeal. A fight for bail continues. Activist Umar Khalid has taken his quest for freedom to the Supreme Court, challenging the Delhi High Court's decision to deny him bail in the 2020 Delhi riots conspiracy case. This marks a significant escalation in the legal proceedings for Khalid, who has been incarcerated under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA) for nearly 4 years. The High Court, in its September 2 order, rejected the bail pleas of 9 individuals, including Khalid and Sharjil Imam, stating that conspiratorial violence under the guise of protests cannot be permitted. The court emphasized that while the right to protest is protected, it is not absolute and must remain within legal bounds. The prosecution alleges that Khalid and others were masterminds behind the riots, which occurred during protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act, CAA, and National Register of Citizens, NRC. The accused have consistently denied these allegations, arguing that their actions were legitimate forms of dissent. This legal challenge has sparked widespread discussion about the application of the UAPA, the presumption of innocence, and the right to a speedy trial. With other co-accused also having moved the apex court, the Supreme Court's decision is expected to have far-reaching implications for similar cases and the broader landscape of activism and protest in India. As Umar Khalid's legal fight continues in the highest court, we'll be tracking every development. But before we wrap up, stick around for a rapid-fire recap of all today's top stories and your chance to join the Bieber Beat community. And that's a wrap on today's news. We saw Umar Khalid take his bail fight to the Supreme Court after his High Court appeal was denied. We explored the criticisms labeling that decision a mockery of justice. We reported on Khalid Meshal surviving a shocking assassination attempt in Qatar. And we circled back to Umar Khalid's Supreme Court move in the Delhi riots case. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Bieber Beat for more, hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all our socials. We'll see you in the next one.